So here we are, Guild Wars 2. I'm going to show you what some of the combat looks like. PvE combat, low level mobs. I'm only level 12. Here's some level 10 mobs. I'm getting ready to head back to town, so I want to show you what the fighting looks like for PvE. In this game you have double tap moves that make you jump left, right, forward, backwards. And it's based on this bottom bar right here for the stamina and endurance. So if you do not have enough of this, you can't use these dodging moves. If the mob you're fighting has a 1 to 2 second cast time on an attack, large attack they're going to do, that gives you time to theoretically dodge out of the way of that attack. So it can really help you to mitigate some damages. So let's see it in action. Unfortunately, there was no big attacks by that mob to dodge. Not making for the best example, but let's try the big guy here. Let's see what we can do. Well, we had one flame attack that we dodged kind of late. And then after you kill them, they do put a little sparkle here, and you can hit F and loot, or you can right click on them. Always hitting the F key is much easier. Over here to the right shows you what it looted. I looted a tattered hide from him. I did not have to skin him to gather that. I simply looted it from him. And I'm going to continue on back to town. Picks in this game are absolutely stunning. The water looks gorgeous. All of the greenery, the trees, the animals, the plant life, the detail in the rocks and the walls, the buildings. Everything is just superb. Unlike other games that take one texture and just reapply it in 40 different places, use the same model over and over, everything looks unique and amazing. I mean, they've even taken the time here to show how there is a heavier buildup of moss and discoloration on the wall where the water constantly runs down as opposed to right next to it. So, I mean, that just looks amazing, the detail. So now I show you, since we're here, I'll show you what underwater combat looks like. Once you're submerged underwater, your action bar changes. As you'll note below, my attacks have changed. Now I have these spear stabbing attacks. These attacks you can actually level up, so as you use number 1, it'll open number 2, as you use number 2, it'll open number 3, and so on and so forth. Some of the creatures that you fight underwater, pretty easy to kill. Some of the creatures like crabs and other crustaceans, they have a really hard shell, and sometimes they'll be invulnerable for extended periods, and they're really hard to kill. The fish is pretty easy. So let's just take a look at what it's like to stab the hell out of this fish here, or this brackish scale. As you can see, that went from a civil fight to an epic battle. And I guess I can heal underwater too. Look at this stunning detail. Looks like there's some switchbacks here. We might be able to climb up here. I don't know. There's another player down there. That big gorgeous lake. Now, looks like we'll have to go around. So here's an example of what gathering is like. In the water here, there's a copper ore resource node. Unfortunately, because I don't have a mining pick in my inventory, I'm unable to mine from the node itself. which apparently I was incorrect, and I do have a mining pick in my inventory. So when you're looting the fish in the water, you can also get cooking materials and tiny scales of crafting material, and you can level your skill. And this one giving tiny claws. Used for armorsmith, leatherworking, teller, weaponsmithing, artificer. Lots of use. So that was our fishing expedition. Could have gone a little bit better. Didn't get quite as much meat as we had hoped for from the fish for cooking. Fishing materials are extremely expensive, so it's worth it to make sure that you pick up the different meats and different things as you find them in the wild and off of mobs. The area that we're approaching now is the human starting area. My character is Charr, which is a combination of sewer rat, reindeer, and saber-tooth, I think. The human starting area is what you'll see in a lot of the marketing materials and promotional videos that were made last year, showing the farmers needing help from invading stuff and things of that nature. Those all took place straight across this valley over there by that windmill and the houses that you see. But we're not going to go over there. We are instead going to go to town. And we are going to Divinity Reach. It's closest to the human starting area. It's one of the 5 major cities, one city for each type that you can be: Charr, human, Norn. As you can see, the city itself is instance, and actually the middle area is instance. Once you see the size of the city, you'll understand why. So here we are. This is where you'll find the majority of people congregating in this area here. It's a bit of a travel hub. And we're going to go up to where the crafting area is.
Evening. How are the rounds? The usual. Screaming kids, bar fights, and commerce.
When you first come in, there is a lower and upper path. Lower path has got a couple of vendors throughout it. Nothing too impressive. We're going to take the upper path so that we can take a look at the trade vendor and the commerce features, the bank guild, personal bank, things of that nature. On the map, the trade symbol is the scales for the trading post. And the banker is the little money pouch, sack of coins, which is where the bank guild and the personal guild is. Now the trading post, the reason to travel directly to the trading post vendor is that if you sell something or purchase something, when you want to pick up the goods from the transaction, they won't be in your mailbox. You'll have to pick them up right from the vendor. So let me show you an example. Talk to the vendor, and the bottom tab is titled Pickup. Once here, you hit Take All, and if you had purchase items, they'd all be down here. You hit Take All and get all of your items. If you're shopping, and you're to purchase these items that you see right here, be careful to not purchase 50 of one item because you don't see it going into your bag. You buy the item one time, then come down here to Pick Up tab and pick it up. Again, to pick it up, you have to come to this actual vendor. You can't just pick it up if you're out in the middle of nowhere shopping online.